Gaia Knight is back with some more Phoenix Wright. And I'm gonna be honest with all of y'all. I have no idea where I left off in this game. I just remember having a guest in the room with me as I played it. That's all I remember. Oh, and that I fixed a pot thing, which was probably the murder weapon, but who knows. I know we were missing a piece. Yeah, missing a piece. It's a good question. Gonna look around at this a little bit because, like I said, I don't really remember where I left off, so I'm kind of just trying to rack my brain around what it is I'm doing here. Oh yeah, I got the glove, I got that. Okay, this was this room. Have I checked this yet? I do not know. I know there's blood splatter right here, so that's a little interesting. Oh, Emma has something to say about this. Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here. I mean, they're not that hard to make out. I can see them pretty obviously, like right here, right over there. But I guess that's just me. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodchoose Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Honestly, I don't even... Well, never mind. The thing said he died while he was... died by stabbing. Unless, they hit him on the head with this, or this was just a murder weapon from the last case. And the blood never dried off. Well, was removed, I guess I should say. Which wouldn't make sense, because that's erasing evidence. Not likely. Ah, yeah. Okay. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident, whatever that is. That might be when the blood got on it. It was quite the bashing. Probably. Let's see, have I examined you yet? Guess not. Tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. How is the word tag confusing? Explain this to me. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag? Is that a word? I don't know, but I'm looking it up to see if it is one. About to find out. Zag. Oh, it is. No, wait. That's a Z. No, that's an X. Not a Z. Whoops. I was about to be like, oh, there actually is one. I see something about it being the official standard code for 1 troy ounce of silver. That's about it. Which is a little interesting. No idea how true that is, but that's something I discovered. Do you challenge me? Yes. I think I've been challenging you since last time I streamed this game, and I will 100% continue to do so without hesitation. What? Are we playing a word game now? Yes. Always with Emma. She is the word game. Oh hey, I can look at this. That's kind of cool. Can I open it? Can I... What am I looking at here? I'm not sure. This right here is interesting. Because that means he lost his... Alright, well, let me check. 5... Does his ID start with the... Okay, it does. Hold on. He got it wrong, the second digit. He wrote a 9 and he crossed it out. At least the dude remembered it started with a 5. Honestly, that's probably more than what I can remember, so what am I saying? I guess I could try presenting something to you. Maybe you'll have an answer for something. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Do you have anything to say? Oops. Do you have anything to say about... No, you're gonna say the exact same thing about that one. Okay. What about this? Okay, so I guess whatever I need to do now, it's not in here, I hope. Oh, look at this dude. This dude is still here. This room is still really suspicious. Not gonna lie. There's gotta be something here. I feel like there has to be something. But all I am getting here is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh wait, did I spray the other side of the room? In the evidence room? Have I sprayed this side? I don't remember. Spray. Maybe there's something interesting here. I still want to know why there's a thing of handcuffs on this car door over here. Ah ha ha! I found something new! Interesting. Wasn't this on Gumshoe's locker? Gumshoe, you did not commit a murder, did you? Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch the spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. I think I need to confiscate that so I don't get in trouble. What, this? It's called luminal testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too, for specific reasons. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Interesting. anything else here of interest? Gumshoe, is there something you want to tell us, Gumshoe? Is there? Okay, no, this isn't his. So, what this could be, so basically, somebody else who has access to the lockers probably is the one responsible for all of this. Maybe. Do I have like a fingerprint, anything like that that I could use here? No. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't. There's gotta be some way to open that and see what it is. Somehow, I bet. That or we'll find out during the trial. Do you have anything to say about any of this? The sheriff's back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. I believe it. This is neither wild nor west here. Aha! But that and this are two different things entirely. I guess so. Huh, I'm lost. Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. I don't want to have another scenario of I missed something by not presenting to somebody, so I'm kind of just going through this real quick. Just in case. I think I got this from you, didn't I? Probably. Guess we go back out to the police department. I still feel like there should be something here with this. That handprint, it's awfully suspicious. Come on. Anything? I'm pretty sure I did this the last time I played this game, but then there was nothing. I need to see again because this thing, there's gotta be a reason why this thing is, like, in the evidence. Unless it's to be used to get against Mr. Gumshoe, because apparently he might have done it, but who knows. There's no traces of blood on this thing, though. I just know for certain there's a handprint on it. That's all I know. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot about this, that you were arrested. I completely forgot. And I just now noticed you're posed exactly like your ID. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I mean, I could ask Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't know. Also, I want to check my voice in the stream real quick. Hold on. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Ah. I am cheese. Yeah, that sounds fine. Man, I guess I could go present the evidence to Edgeworth. Who knows? He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. I mean, Edgeworth knows all. So it makes sense. Are you gonna say to go pass this to Edgeworth as well? Yeah, he's gonna say the exact same thing. Guess I'll go present this stuff to Mr. Edgeworth then, I guess, if he's even in his room. Oh, you're still here. Let's see. Do you have anything to say about this? Could you take a look at this? You! Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? Okay, no. Same thing as last time. She does not know what she wants. She's just here to insult us, is all she is here for. And to talk about tea. Okay, goodbye. Is he in here? Actually, well, I've already checked that area for blood, haven't I? Haven't I already checked this place for the blood stains? I might have, I don't remember. So I'm going to quickly spray everything in here real quick. Because you gotta get that good spray in. Oh, hey, look at that. There's blood on the phone. That doesn't look good. This blood must be from when Lena... No! My sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime, I mean, she could have just found the dead body within Edgeworth's trunk and was trying to go call 911 to let them know that there was a killing. Also, I see there's like blood spots on the numbers. That could mean something. And her right hand is bandaged. Hey! Just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So this means that Lena's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. But the numbers... The numbers... I feel like that's important. That doesn't get added in here, does it? It doesn't, but the numbers... Probably see, maybe who she was trying to dial or something like that. But I can't tell. And I personally, my brain is too slow to function for me to think about how an actual keypad is set up on a phone right now. Anything else here? Probably not. I know there's, that there. I want to check and make sure there's nothing else. But But yeah, this body was probably moved and was actually, it probably happened in the evidence room, because if the murder happened here, I feel like this trunk would be full of blood. It was probably just transferred. Wasn't there, blood in here as well? Yeah, there's some here as well. Welcome to I Am Lost, and I don't know where to go yet. Or at the moment. I don't understand why there would be droplets of blood in here of all places. Unless the high prosecutor or somebody cut their hand in here. And that's where it happened. But other than that, I don't know. I'm missing something, and I don't know what it is. Do I have... Maybe I could try showing her this one? No? Okay. Welcome to the running around game and trying to figure out what to do. I swear if there's ever a time where I have to present something to Emma in here, that'd be something. Do you know anything, Officer Meekins? Do you know anything at all? What if there was blood in the detention center? I doubt it, but what if? The policeman did it! He did it! Obviously. I didn't think so, but it was worth a try. Did I show him the ID? Oh, here's something. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir, I forgot about how annoying that sound is. That's it. That's what? My head was blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Have I already read this? Have I already seen this? I feel like a part of me's already seen this, but I don't know. Correct! That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Ugh. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper. Okay, yeah, that was something I've already done. Okay. Okay, I remember this conversation from the last time I played. What about this one? This is for you! This is for you, that's funny. Where is Mr. Edgeworth? I feel like there would be some good stuff here to talk to him about. Oh! Hey! Why do you have that? That's from the day it was taken at the prosecutor's office. The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk. So this means I'm a free man! Innocent! If this is a dream, sir, will you stop that with your little intercom thing, please? I beg of you. Then I hope I never wake up. If this is a dream, you better wake up right now. There wouldn't be any blood in the criminal affairs, would there? Would there be? I don't know, we did find some in the prosecutor's room for some weird reason. Obviously, the chief did it. This guy. Nah, it was me. I can't lie anymore about it. I'm the one who did it. Okay, that's where I got that. Okay, that's the only thing I have there. I know! The killer used a cassette tape. What a crafty trick. That gunshot was fake! This is good. No one will expect a cassette tape in this day and age. That's funny. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. I have no idea what to do. Okay. anything to say about those. That's already read that. I don't know what to do. I'm missing something, and I don't know what I am missing. I hope I'm not stuck trying to just wander around for like hours trying to figure out what it is I'm supposed to be doing. I really hope that's not the case here. That'd be kind of bad. Show us that ID card record again. I think I finally found what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm not sure. Look at the fourth number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekin say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins unless it was somebody else entirely who dressed up as him? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Alright. Let's go back to... Let's go see, Gumshoe's ID card. That's not well, that works. Okay, I did hit percent. Okay, lovely. Mr. Gumshoe, what do you say about this? Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. Is it your number? It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? Don't tell me Edgeworth actually committed a crime. He goes from last case to being innocent to actually committing a crime in this case. That'd be a huge twist. The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? What? ID card record updated in the court record. Why would Edgeworth have come into the evidence room? Maybe I'm still gonna go with the thing of people are trying to frame Mr. Edgeworth. Someone is trying to frame the prosecutors. I'm still gonna still go down that route. I wanna look at this. Why is this number extremely suspicious? This number right here is a suspicious number. Who has an ID who's all the exact same numbers? That's the most suspicious thing about this whole report. Somebody else also came in though at 5:14 p.m. at the exact same time. I just also noticed that this is a 9. But this is a far stretch, but somebody wrote a 9 here. What if somebody was else forged this? 5, 9, and then crossed it out. I don't know, that's a stretch. It's a stretch. What if I represent to you the reports? Do you have an ID to put on here? No? Okay. Guess we can go see you. Present it to you. Because backing out now is BS. I'm sorry, that was an awful joke. I apologize. Could you take a look at this? You? Yeah, yes? Oh, I guess you wouldn't have an ID since, yeah, but I'm telling you, the first, all the 7s, that's really suspicious. All I could think about is maybe Mr. Edgeworth is back in his room now? No? I did present the right thing to everybody, right? Okay, I did. Wait, I probably missed a conversation with Detective Gumshoe, didn't I? Hold on, go back. Did you have something to talk about after the— no, you did not. I thought I was finally on to something, but I'm not now. Now, what else am I missing? Five 12 p.m. Weird. Okay, already said that. Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. Okay. I don't know. I thought I found out what to do, but now I'm completely lost again. Now I don't know. I feel like I'm done with Gumshoe and him, but I'm not sure. Okay. Let's see. Cactus has a name. Billy, you're wearing your cowboy hat on your hand. Ah, my rawhide cowskin 10-gallon hats. I just picked that up, but Billy took a fancy to it. Looks like it got stuck on the spines and he couldn't get it off. That's funny. Do you have anything to say about this? You sure have a lot of monitors in here. There's 8 cameras in the evidence room in all. 1 for each section. Which monitor shows the section where the crime took place? Why do cattle sit before the rains come? It's not for men to know. Unless you're the security guard responsible. A leather jacket, leather pants, and a leather... Those aren't pants, those are chaps, and that's a poncho up here. Up there. Aha! A poncho! It sure looks cool, but the name is a little silly. You're a little silly. Ah, sorry partner, but we're closed for the day. Huh? Y'all get along home now. I think Officer Marshall really wanted to be a Wild West bartender. I always wanted to say that. That's funny. He does have a lot of alcohol on the job here. I'm still surprised that there's nothing here regarding this. I feel like there should be something here. Maybe talk to these guys? No? Okay. Eye test. I like how that changes every time. Here, see this? Ah, I've noticed that defense attorneys have a tendency to show people things. Yeah, I remember that. Imagine if there was somehow, like, blood or something in here. Imagine. That'd be a true plot twist. If that was the case. Didn't think so. I am lost on what to do. So if anybody knows, I will gladly take a hint. If there's anybody in chat right now who knows where I should be going, I will happily take the hint. I am missing at all. don't know. I do not know. I really don't want to have to look up where to go next. I really don't want to. Or to try to figure out what it is I am missing. Doesn't look like it. Alright. I apologize, guys, but I think I'm gonna quickly go look at something real quick just to give me a hint on where to go. Because I'm lost on what I'm supposed to be looking for next. Let's see. About 5. Let's see. What am I missing? Trying to figure out what it is I'm doing. I just don't know yet. Station, Marshall. Evidence room. talked to you. Let's see. There we go. I found something to help me get back on track on what to be doing, so we're not wandering around for a whole another hour. It's for everybody's own good. For the people who watch this in the future, or for the people who are watching right now. Detective Goodman's note in that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone because of the SL9 connection. That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from the case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. I keep getting the hint that there is several loose ends on that case, considering it was never solved. Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder. A serial killing. Oh, it's serial killing. That's interesting. Ooh, maybe the serial killer is back and still is at it again. And that's why it specifically was removing the evidence from the thing. Serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. It's too late, Phoenix. We are already far up this and involved in it as ever. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago. That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. It started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So, that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself. Hey pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. A restaurant pamphlet? It might help, you know, but that looks like just a restaurant of food. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing about but no problem? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. Probably not. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? Oh man, poor Detective Gumshoe. I love him though. One of my favorite characters in the game. Edgeworth and Detective Gumshoe. I love them. I'm off, pal. Later. Poor Detective Gumshoe's just the boot of every joke. He needs like a good pat on the back with like some food and a good drink for all the stuff he deals with. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. That's the part I'm most curious about. Is what Mr. Edgeworth has to say about all this. Because somebody is either framing him really good, or he was just there at the wrong time, at the wrong moment. That, or he actually maybe has done it. Which I hope it's not the 4th case, or 5th case. I don't remember how many cases I said. Okay. Oh, it's the butler. The bellboy is back from episode 1. Actually, no, not episode 1. Let's see. Episode 2. He's back from episode 2. Ah, guest, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met you've already forgot. Remember I was the defense attorney that you spoke to on the case about I don't remember her name. I think that was also the one having to deal with Mr. White. Yeah, with Mr. White. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a cup of tea in his hand. Oh, he does not look happy. Right? He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. What's with all the short answers? By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Probably not. Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. Well, that's sweet of him. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Well, he has been out of it this whole chapter. He hasn't really been acting like his normal self. So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the prosecuting attorney, however, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still... Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Poor Edgeworth. Poor Edgy. I feel... No! I didn't want to look at my badge that has a screw on the end for some odd reason. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but what is this? Alright, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why? Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. Gant. Gant has been suspicious since the first time I met him. Mr. Seashell-looking beard man over here. He's really suspicious. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like the leader or the one behind it all, the mastermind for the murder. He does seem like he has kind of something else against Edgeworth slightly. I'm not really sure why or what, but the way he acts is off. Something is off about Gant. The chief of police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence. Screwdriver added to the court record. It's probably evidence somehow. It's gotta be related somehow. Stubborn as always, I told you it has nothing to do with the current case. It sounds like somebody's really trying very hard to frame you, Edgeworth. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea, just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on, anyway? Obviously, she's on Mr. Edgeworth's side. Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. What's my best evidence? I don't know what's considered best evidence. But I can show him everything in hopes I get something new. I mean, this is probably some good evidence. No? Just present everything. Oh, wait. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in the elevator, but didn't we already cover that last trial? Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. Heinous, however you say words. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. You know, now that I think about it, Gant gives me serial killer vibes. He really does give me serial killer vibes. You know what? I take back what I said about Mr. Sheriff and Angel Star, about them being in on it and possibly being the killer. I think it's Gant. Gant gives me off vibes. I think he's the one who did it. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer and was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murder. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminal testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. But for me, are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprinting set and fingerprint file received. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. I also remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. So I guess that's where we're going. Oh, she's gone. Angel is gone. That's suspicious. Actually, hold on. Hold up. Can I use this on the paint? Because, I don't know, the paint, that still really bothers me. Still suspicious to me that there's a handprint of paint right there. Oh, you're gone too. Okay, everybody's gone. February 23rd, Evidence Room, Sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. Probably either this finger or that finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Probably the thumb. The thumb is mostly intact. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With enter, see? Break in the fourth wall. Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E! Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks fun! It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. Okay. Dust. Can I? Oh. I can put it everywhere and anywhere! Woo! Cover the whole screen in dust! So much dust. Okay, that's enough dust. Okay, let's move on to a different finger. Okay, let's do this. Ah! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. We have a second handprint we could try this on, but it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again, closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. I mean, there's this. It looks like it might be something. Oh, we got something! We got a fingerprint! Got a print, guys. There we go. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Not that much effort. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth and point out to the person you think left this print. Huh, how am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints will we most likely find on this evidence locker? Ooh, I actually get to look at fingerprints. That's cool. Let's see. That's not it. Not it. That could possibly be it. No, wait, it's Goodman. It's not Goodman, it's Gumshoe. I want to look at the other ones, though. Cool, we even have Sky's fingerprint in here. That's cool. That's really similar. Aha! Fun fact, though. Back when I was in high school, I actually took like a forensic science class, and I learned about the different like fingerprints and how to find the specialties inside of them that make the fingerprint somebody's fingerprint. It's actually really cool. It's a cool process. I enjoyed it. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so it came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. There's another handprint. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. There was another handprint in this room, you're right. It was right here, on this locker. Where is it? There it is. That's right. How do I... This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here. Okay. Want to try using this? Of course I want to try using that. There go her eyes, sparkling again. Check for prints. There's gotta be something here. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. I'm sure we could find something, maybe. Let's see. Whoops. But doesn't the thing use like a fingerprint scanner? I don't see anything else here other than wait. Got something. Let's see. There's gotta be something. Oh, we got something. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Is this the same hand? I couldn't tell. Oh, wait! Got something. Let's see. Who could this be? It's not that. Jake Marshall. We may have a match. There's a spot there. Those are the same. Has that. Jake Marshall. Nah, yeah, it's Marshall. It's gotta be Marshall. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? So my first theory of it... I still think it's multiple people on this case. It's multiple people who are guilty of this. Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. That's got to be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma? This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. I do. Jake Marshall has a reason to do something like this. He hates prosecutors. He has history with your sister. So, in a way, it does make sense. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lena! And neither are correct. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was... indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lena, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. I'm so excited for this trial. I love the trials in this game so much. February 24th, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lena Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, here the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edwards' car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder of the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edward apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. Murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect, you mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. To be expected. Somebody take this guy's intercom so he doesn't make loud noises during the trial, please. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. Oh, this is already going to a wonderful start. Oh, this is great. Good job, Meekins. You've already set up a wonderful, wonderful start for us. So you're telling us you're a professional killer. Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear... Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Why are you saying sir now? Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it! After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Oh wait, I have to cross-examine. Go back. Hold it! So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Hold on. I should start from the beginning. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. That is a very scary thought. Considering how you are, I can only imagine the people that work there because of you. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks, not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. I hate it! Ah! It was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I wish that thing got broken. It's horrifying. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. Not very important. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This one, right there. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4909596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh. But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during the second time when... Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Data added to the ID card record. I want to take a look at that. Hold on. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I want to look at this again. But we still don't know who entered at 4:20 p.m. with the very suspicious digits of 77777. That's really suspicious. So, Mike Meekins went in sometime after Miles went in. And then Bruce and Mike went in at the exact same time. Okay, I already read this. What exactly do you mean when you say you didn't? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I'm sorry, but it's kind of really hard to imagine you doing something like that. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. See. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew. Yes, he punched me right in the face, sir. Did you just say his white coat was in a sea of white blood? Hold on. His white coat. Is that this coat? That might be his coat right there. It has the little flappy things, the buttons. Whoops. Yeah, this could be his coat that she's wearing. But why does she have the coat? Hold it! And what time do you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying, tears of pain. That's nice, that's nice that you recovered. That is. Everybody has it out for Meekins. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. The Blue Badger is safe, and that is all that matters. Oh, hell, the Blue Badger! Oh, hell, the Blue Badger! It's all we need in this world. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief delivered it? What is that, a videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection!
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. But you're part of the police department. Why are you a police officer if you don't like the word murderer? The video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? I don't know, but we're about to watch it. Oh, that's horrifying! Oh, it's even worse on video. Oh, it's... Wait, it doesn't have a fingerprint. It doesn't have a handprint. Wait, maybe it does have a handprint, I can't tell. got away. Wait, he got away though. He looks so angry. Edgeworth. But it doesn't show you killing the guy. There wasn't even a dead body in the room when it happened. You were just unconscious. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was all that wiggling piece of plywood? Sir, that was the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. And it was awful. Why am I not surprised this isn't going so smoothly? Security video. Can I watch it again? Yes, well anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Mystery Man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Wait. Wasn't there more people on the case besides just Detective Goodman, though? What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with the contradictions. That's where I have to start. Hold it! Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? Whoops, wrong button. At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife. Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the later? The later, but you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, weren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for you. A police officer. Yeah, a wonderful trait for a police officer. Whoops. Wrong button. I'm trying to see if I can watch the tape again. Is it here? Can I watch it again? I want to see it again. Okay. But why is there a green light? Why is there a light on above the locker while there's no lights on for all the other ones? I mean, Edgeworth was able to get into the locker. He got the thing. So what if the fingerprint mechanism is not working? Or disabled at the moment, I should say. Oh, is this re-looping? It's re-looping, okay. Sir, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it. That's probably a horrible thing to say at this time. But, if you say so. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman. Actually, there is a question. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everybody looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins! Eek! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claimed that the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. Hold it! About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all the kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, and this too. Hold it! How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir. From people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. Hold it! However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. So, sir, if I may say something, sir, please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. Yes, it was his hand that unlocked the thing, but this light was green. Actually, let me pull up the video to better explain what I'm trying to talk about. You see, all these lights, they are off, right? And then we look at this one. This light is on. So maybe a higher up or something like that can disable the fingerprints. And anybody could open the door. I mean, Mr. Edgeworth went to it and retrieved evidence, did he not? So somebody else could obviously open it. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Yes, there is a problem. The video doesn't actually show a murder or anything like that. It just shows Meekins getting knocked out. That's all. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction?
Objection!
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this aligned contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. Same. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. That's useful. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? I've been wondering that the whole entire time since I've met him. Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man made... I didn't get to finish reading that. Oh, there is blood. I didn't notice that the first time. Hold on, I want to look at that again. To see. Okay, so yeah, it wasn't there. Wait a second. Is that Edward's knife? Hold up. That's Edward's knife, isn't it? Hold on. Is the knife the problem? That's the murder weapon.
Take that!
The thing that's strange about this video would have to be, hold on a second, I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it. Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medicine? Don't look at me with those bleary eyes. Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think this through again, Now what do I do? I just thought, that looks like the, knife. Well, that looks like Mr. Edgeworth's knife. And that's what I was thinking of right there. I also have a question about this.
Take that!
Officer Meekins. Sir? Do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. Huh? The light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. It's because there's a light on over the locker. Okay, how many times do I have to rewatch this badger ironically cover up the guy's face? When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind it a little earlier. Notice the light? What's this? It's already lit? Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
Objection!
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor will detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor. Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Is it the knife that... It looks like Mr. Edgeworth's knife. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Probably the glove. The glove fell out when he opened the locker, so it's probably the glove. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh my goodness, how many times do you have to watch the weird blue badger wiggling around like a weirdo? It's so creepy. I hate it. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open the car door. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit inside the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be a insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But, sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I've finally got this figured out. It's the glove. It's the rubber glove. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck inside the locker door? It was the glove. Where is it? Rubber glove.
Take that!
I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. Actually, yes you can. It says SL9. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to that. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened the locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir! It would appear so, sir. Order! 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 So, are we to believe then that the victim, whom the witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Objection!
Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. number 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. It was stolen, though. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. But it was stolen. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. Yeah, but he lost his card, so somebody else could have just easily found it and used it to get in. Speaking of which, hold on, 514. Where is it? Oh, it doesn't have a time. Never mind. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? And who is the one that has several 7s for an ID card? That, like I said, that's the most suspicious thing here. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases. Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be the rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages... Why are you allowed to have that thing in here? I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? He could, but he's really not that smart, Emma. I'm pretty sure he has a few screws loose, if you get what I mean. Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second.
Hold it!
Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out of the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Is it the same for your ID? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card... Yep. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. You know, I feel like if that happens quite often, you would think to maybe remove the ID card from your neck. But whatever floats your boat, pal. I'm starting to think you just like it, but... I mean, if that's what you're into.
Hold it!
Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it, Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Why are you standing like that? Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being prosecutor, he can hide the evidence. Oh no. You've got the wrong color, kid. Yes, I am Mr. Edgeworth now. And Mr. Edgeworth is Phoenix Wright. Oh, that's funny. The inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him.
Hold it!
Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked. Yes. Panicked by pulling a knife on you, yes. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. I think we're all confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got. We do got that missing ID thing. Let's present that here. Where is it? Ah, here it is.
Objection!
Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. Are you good at anything? Besides getting your stuff caught indoors and choking on them? I'm starting to think that's the only thing you're good at. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report? It's only half complete, but it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. And his stylish clothing. Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? There's no telling. That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... Well, I guess that's right. I mean, it didn't the video didn't actually show a murder, it just showed Meekins getting knocked out. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realize exactly what you've gone such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lena Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lena... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object! Object! Raise your hand and object right now. There's no other option. The only option is objection. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Okay, can we not watch this video again for the 100th time, please? However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident of the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. Call in the sheriff! This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean, Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have to testify, what is his or her name? It's off! It's Gant. It's Gaiman. Gant, obviously. This guy.
Take that!
Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lena, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Not really. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And on top of it, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey! 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 I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky! That's okay, so... how you brought what I asked? Oh. Oh. You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lena, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Joe Darkey killing solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know unless... No, it couldn't be. Lena! This SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Darkey killings. The Joe Darkey... No, Lena! That's over with! No! Emma, wait! She ran away. Wasn't, one of their family members murdered? I don't remember, but I think, she mentioned a family member getting, killed. I think. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lena and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. Oh, hello! Hey, the Freddo. How are you today? Let's go ahead and save. And thank you for the follow! Welcome to Sky Knight Army. I hope you're enjoying your stay here. I'm doing pretty well myself. Have you ever played this game before? February 24th, 12:14 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 9. I see. That's pretty cool. This is my first time ever playing through this game. So far, I really like this game. It's fun. And if you're interested, my past videos on Phoenix Wright, I actually have them all saved to my YouTube channel, Sky Night, if you want to check them out. If you're interested in that. I don't have all the parts up yet, but I have a good majority of them up. Along with other streams I've done. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miscellaneous Guy. Emma didn't come back. Well, that's not good. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. This guy! Who's drinking at the trial. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Also, the friendo, if you're interested, I also have a Discord if you want to join. I usually, like, post my weekly schedule on there. Of, like, what games I'm gonna play on what day, time, etc. It's also just a place where all of you can chill and have fun. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, thank you. I tried to read all the sentences. I'm not good at reading some words, but I try my best. I know there's definitely been moments in this game where I completely have butchered a word. But I try. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. And he continues to drink. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. Thank you. Once again, I appreciate that quite a lot. I'm glad you enjoy it. But yeah, if you're interested in like knowing the like future schedule of streams, let me know and I can shoot you the Discord server over to you. Because this is the trilogy. I do plan to play the other Phoenix Wright's games on this one as well. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Alright. Give me a second and I will whisper over the Discord server name. Over to you. Well, the link to it. We just move off this real quick and I can do that. Also, I like your profile your picture. It's really cute. Now if this will load faster, that'd be great. Get this up. glitch on the computer. And there you go. There's the Discord link for you. Once again, welcome to... Oh, I whispered it to you on Twitch. Do you see it, or do I can send it onto the chat too if you want me to. The link does expire at some point, so I can do that. Alright, continue. Alright, will do. Will do. Okay, also, let me get this. Rolls. And there you go. Welcome to the server. Okay. Howling wind. I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English, please. The judge said no to the cowboy talk. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchid. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but they ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Okay, that wasn't the best testimony. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't seem to see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? That apparently did not work. Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. It's time to bite into the cross-examination. Let's see what all he has to say.
Hold it!
How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who entered the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room.
Hold it!
But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. Then... I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado, I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about this? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? That's a great question. How does this guy work in the police force along with Officer Meekins, who apparently is just good at getting his tie stuck in car doors?
Hold it!
You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
Hold it!
What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Fair point, fair point. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's Van Gogh's sea pie pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? I think that's exactly what he's saying. Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. Probably not. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want a raise this year?" I don't think you're innocent at all. If anything, we have proof that you possibly killed the dude, so... Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everybody knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. Let's see. Oh, I need to read this. Hold on. I haven't looked at this yet. Incident number SL9. Perpetrator Joe Darkey. Crime serial murder. Sentence death. Victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Rachel Malls, Nell Marshall, Miles Edgeworth, the witness, Lena Skye, Emma Skye. I still do not trust Gates. I don't trust Gain at all. He is so suspicious. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman. Is this the time to use this? I don't know. Probably. Probably not.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
Objection!
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away, however. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Casually trims beard while on trial. It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Okay, blood-stained fingerprints. Let's see what he has to say about this. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprints. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears to be valid, although there's room for doubts. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Let's see what we can find in here. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. You know, now that I think about it, this white fabric hanging out the locker, that 100% could just be the coat or like the clothing he stole to kind of dress up as Detective Goodman. And he just stuffed it in his locker. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without even ever knowing it. Okay. Marshall's locker, okay.
Hold it!
So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened... You know how much of a coincidence that would have to be for that to actually happen? The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? How are they completely unrelated? Tell me. How are you gonna prove this? Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this.
Hold it!
How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, though. The scene thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture. This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? Well, we actually don't know that. It could have been you. I think it was you. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me in this crime, isn't that right, partner? Wait a second, you have a knife. You have knife. I know this is completely off topic, but you have a knife right here in your hand. The person had a knife in the video. To go stabby stabby. You can go stabby stabby. More proof showing that it's you. If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
Objection!
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth, the floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape.
Objection!
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Show evidence. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. Oh, I will. I bet you it's the knife. Is it the knife? I bet it's the knife. It's gotta be the knife. How's that for evidence? Is it not the knife? It's not the knife. Please allow me to apologize for my colleague, Your Honor. He gets carried away sometimes. Well, this certainly isn't the first. Will you forgive him too, Officer Marshall? He's not a bad man, just a bit disillusioned. Of course! I'm not one to gun down unarmed boys. Oh great, now Edgeworth is defending me. Guess that means I missed the mark. Yeah, obviously. That's well. Very well, let's get back to the cross-examination. I'm curious, hold on. Is there something here for it? Wait. Yep, it's the clothing. I just now noticed this in the video. It shows there's nothing sticking out of the locker. And now there is something sticking out of the locker. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Hold it!
I noticed it.
Objection!
It's the clothing. The white clothing. It wasn't sticking out of the locker in the beginning of the video. But after it happened, where he knocked out Meekins, it's there now.
Objection!
I'm assuming that's probably the answer, right? It pinpoints that the so-called suspect did use the locker. Was able to access it.
Take that!
Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words, not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out of it. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. For the 100th time while watching the video in this very creepy looking badger. Blue badger mascot thing. It's horrifying. Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order! Order! It would seem that's it. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Actually, it does. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Yeah, but he needed your fingerprint to open the locker. So, that doesn't work. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call you bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it.
Take that!
Fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. Oh. No! Yeah, let's go! I did it. If you want, there's only 1 trial in this game that really gave me a hard time. And it was the, one when I was, cross-examining Sky, not Sky, Angel. I don't know why, but her trial gave me a hard time. Did I get her name right? Whoops, I did not read that. I am upset. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. Hold on. Was it Angel? Yeah, Angel Star, her trial. I struggled a lot on hers. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in that evidence room at the time of the crime. Yes, eat that beef jerky. Oi! Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest out from here. We can. Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then, where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion... Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? I'm assuming the K is the killer. So I'm assuming.
Take that!
Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Chamber's empty, partner. Better reload. Okay. Now they're ganging up on me. Let me see. You should think a little more about where Officer Marshall was. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence room. That means the only place he could have been would be... Well then, let's hear it. So is V Officer Marshall then? I was thinking K because I'm like, maybe that stands for like the killer in the scenario. Wait, oh wait, I'm dumb. The killer, that's Officer Meekins, because Meekins is on trial for being the killer. Oh, okay, yep.
Take that!
That wasn't very smart of me. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman.
Objection!
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed a detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure, but he said multiple times that he didn't see his face.
Objection!
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? Hey, he suddenly pulled a knife on me. Every time that thing goes off, it hurts my ears, and I dislike it. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it, probably because the picture did not match his face. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. He's still denying it. I'm not going to try to pronounce that again. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. This is the second time you have said that. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Heck, this can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just staring out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance he might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jacob Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. To stuff the outfit inside the locker. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video is my only shot. Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open this locker. I know exactly why. Just need to get to it first. reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. You are found out. How does it feel to be found out on your crime? Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the defendant's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. That is very true. There was like a whole puddle on the ground. Hold it! When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transfer of that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case leaves detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what's the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance, that's why I... Hold it! Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. Yeah, I know. I found it there. That's exactly where I found it. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But it could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. Which is really suspicious. I still don't think Edgeworth is a killer here. But he was the one who opened the locker before Marshall did, to take a piece of the evidence for some weird reason. I think it's all planned by Gant. I think Gant has somehow planned all this to happen. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I mean, maybe.
Hold it!
You pulled a knife on an Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person, he is. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and...
Hold it!
So you did your research beforehand. Those who got into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased everywhere. 6 hours, if all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day...
Hold it!
But the blood found on the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Edgeworth, did you steal the... I know you got the screwdriver, Edgeworth. Please tell me you actually did not. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in the salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? Why?
Hold it!
I keep hearing about this SL9 incident, but I still have no idea what it is. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Darkey was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember that Joe Darkey case. It involved several serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the files. Don't come in! Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I am back, but I am going to have to end the stream here, sadly. I kind of lost track of the time. As much as I hate to end it right here while in the trial, looks like that's how it's gonna be. So I want to thank you, the friendo, for joining the stream. Thank you for becoming a part of the Sky Knight Army, and I really do hope to see you in earlier streams. I mean, future streams, not earlier streams. And I hope you have a great day. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. And to anybody else who stumbles upon the stream, whether it be night or day, I hope you'll have a great night or a great morning, depending on where you are. And I will see you all in the next stream. Sky Knight out, guys.